Have you ever wondered, could an elderly, battle-scarred Kakashi Hatake, the Sixth Hokage, from a timeline where the Fourth Shinobi World War ended in utter devastation, stop the ultimate tragedy? Well, in this timeline, that's exactly what we're about to find out. Our story begins with Kakashi. He's old, he's tired, and he's standing in the middle of a world where everyone he ever loved has been gone for decades. For 40 years, he carried the weight of a failed war. He closes his eyes for what he thinks is the very last time, ready to finally see Obito, Rin, and Minato again. But when he opens them, the air isn't peaceful. It's thick with the scent of burning chakra, ozone, and sulfur. He's back. He's standing right in the heart of the Fourth Shinobi World War, on the exact day the Allied shinobi forces faced off against Obito and Madara Uchiha. His body is no longer aching with old age. His hands are steady, but his left eye is perfectly normal. No Sharingan. Could he finally save Obito from his own hatred? Could he erase every single death the original timeline forced him to watch? Or would 40 years of post-war strategy not be enough to rewrite the fate of the shinobi world? The story begins the exact moment Kakashi opens his eyes. For a second, he doesn't breathe, he doesn't move. He just stares at the sky, watching a massive meteor-like rock fragment sail overhead. Slowly, he looks down at his hands. They are young again, unwrinkled, unscathed by the deep age lines of a man who outlived his entire generation. He looks ahead. Naruto is there, roaring in his nine-tailed shroud. Sakura is desperately healing a fallen shinobi. And up on the stone cliff, Obito is standing there, cold and unyielding, controlling the 10 tails. 40 years of grief hit Kakashi all at once. Every funeral he hosted as Hokage, every sleepless night spent at the memorial stone, every moment spent as a ghost in a village that felt empty. For a split second, his shoulders shake under his flak jacket. But then he exhales, and behind his mask, a calm, terrifyingly confident smile forms. Because he already knows everything. He knows every move Madara is about to make. He knows the exact second the 10 Tails will fire its next tailed beast bomb. He knows the cheat sheet of the ultimate war. In the original story, this was the day Kakashi felt utterly helpless, trapped in a dimension fighting his old friend while the world burned. But this time, Kakashi is the one controlling the board. He quietly whispers to himself, "Nobody dies on my watch today, not even you, Obito." And then he moves. Kakashi doesn't waste a single second. He cuts through the battlefield at speeds that defy human reaction. To the average ninja, he is literally a blur of purple light, weaving between the 10 tails wooden spikes like they're standing still. In the original timeline, the Alliance was completely caught off guard by the sheer scale of the wood-style projectiles. Neji Hyuga threw his body in front of an attack to save Naruto, a devastating sacrifice that broke the hearts of fans worldwide. But this time, Kakashi's going to make sure that tragedy never even gets off the ground. The wooden spike is inches away from Naruto. Neji closes his eyes, bracing for impact, accepting his fate as a shield. Neji snaps his eyes open. He's staring at the back of his Jonin commander. Kakashi doesn't even look winded. He turns his head slightly, his lone visible eye crinkling into a calm smile. "Take a breath, Neji," Kakashi says smoothly. "Your story doesn't end in the mud." Naruto's jaw drops. "Kakashi-sensei? What was that? Your speed. I couldn't even track you with Sage Mode." Before anyone can answer, the remaining Jonin leaders, Guy, Shikamaru, and the remnants of the command structure gather around, completely stunned. A 30-year-old Jonin just manifested a level of raw chakra output and speed that eclipsed anything they'd seen from him before. Kakashi walks right into the center of the elite force. His posture isn't tense, it's relaxed. It's the posture of a Hokage who has commanded entire nations. "Listen to me carefully," Kakashi says, his voice carrying an unnatural authority that silences the entire division. "Stand back, all of you. Provide defensive support for the younger Genin. From here on out, I am the main event." Shikamaru actually blinks in disbelief, a tactical mind like his trying to comprehend why Kakashi is suddenly treating the apocalypse like a solo mission. "Kakashi, what are you talking about? That's Madara and Obito up there. We need a coordinated strategy." Guy steps forward, his beast-like instincts flaring. He looks at his eternal rival, and for the first time in his life, Guy feels a deep, instinctual chill. Kakashi, your chakra. It doesn't feel like the rival I know. It feels older, like a mountain. Kakashi just pats Guy's shoulder. You guys already died once in my head, Guy. I'm not watching you open that 8th gate today. Sit tight. In the original timeline, every single shinobi had to throw their lives into the gears just to buy Naruto a few minutes. But this time, the sacrifice play is completely revoked. Right on cue, Obito notices the disruption. He sees his wood-style attack completely vaporized. Frustrated by the survival of the alliance, Obito decides to handle things personally. He uses Kamui, warping directly out of the sky and reappearing right in front of Kakashi. The air pressure drops. The surrounding ninja take an involuntary step back. Obito stands there, clad in his white mask and war fan. The man who engineered the Akatsuki, the man who killed Minato and Kushina, the absolute symbol of psychological trauma for Kakashi. Obito glares through the eye hole of his mask. You think a new lightning jutsu changes the despair of this reality, Kakashi? This world is a hell. You cannot save anyone. But Kakashi doesn't flinch. He doesn't look at Obito with the crippling guilt he had in the original timeline. He looks at him with profound, calm pity. Hey, Obito, Kakashi says softly, hands casually sliding into his pockets. Long time no see, Obito snaps. He rushes forward, initiating a close-quarter sequence. In the original timeline, fighting Obito was an absolute nightmare because of his intangibility, his ability to pass through objects using the Kamui dimension. Every attack the Alliance threw simply slid through him, but Kakashi spent 40 years analyzing the exact mechanics of that space-time jutsu. He doesn't even need a Sharingan to counter it anymore. Obito's eyes widen. Kakashi didn't get phased through. He moved so fast he left a solid visual mirage behind. Before Obito can reactivate his intangibility to protect his physical body, Kakashi is already behind him. Kakashi doesn't use a lethal strike. Instead, he strikes 3 precise chakra pathway points on Obito's spine using Earth-style localized weight manipulation. Crack. Obito gasps as his lower body is instantly pinned to the ground by an artificial gravity increase of 10,000 pounds. He tries to warp his body away into the Kamui dimension, but Kakashi does something that leaves everyone completely paralyzed with shock. Kakashi weaves a rapid 3-hand sign sequence, a high-level Uzumaki sealing formula he memorized from the hidden scrolls during his tenure as the Sixth Hokage. He slams his hand onto the ground. Obito's Kamui is completely locked out. The space-time reality around him is anchored to the physical world. For the first time since he unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan as a child, Obito Uchiha is completely vulnerable. He cannot fade away. He cannot run. How do you know that seal? Obito roars, panic finally breaking through his stoic mask. That's an advanced barrier technique that hasn't existed since the fall of Uzushio. Kakashi looks down at him, his mask hiding his expression, but his voice is steady as iron. I told you, Obito, I've had a lot of time to study your tricks. Seeing his partner completely subdued in under 2 minutes, Madara Uchiha finally steps off his high horse. He walks out of the smoke, crossing his arms, a slow, predatory smile spreading across his face. Fascinating, Madara muses, his voice dripping with ancient arrogance. A mere insect without a drop of Uchiha blood just completely countered a space-time Keki Genkai. Tell me, Hatake, who taught you how to anchor reality? In the original timeline, Madara looked at Kakashi as an afterthought, a disposable ninja whose only value was a stolen eye. But this time, Madara looks at Kakashi and his smile slightly flickers. Because the chakra radiating from this man isn't the erratic, panicky energy of a desperate shinobi. It's deep, it's layered. It feels like looking at a man who has already stood at the end of history. Madara, Kakashi says, stepping forward, completely shielding Naruto and the rest of the alliance behind his back. You've been dead a long time. You missed how much the world figured out about your fighting style. Madara laughs, a loud, booming sound that echoes over the battlefield. Knowledge means nothing without the power to enforce it. The perfect Susanoo unfolds across the sky, casting a massive shadow over the entire allied force. Shinobi drop to their knees in pure terror. Against a godlike entity like this, textbook strategies are useless. You don't win. You just pray the strike misses. Except Kakashi. He doesn't activate a giant avatar. He doesn't look at the sky. He simply drops into a low, dynamic stance. He channels his massive, unhindered chakra reserves entirely into his right arm. In the original timeline, this fight cost the Shinobi world its entire civilization, leading to the rebirth of the Jubi and the ultimate manipulation by Black Zetsu. But this time, it takes Kakashi one single afternoon to completely dismantle the threat. Kakashi watched his best friend die twice. He refused to let it happen a third time. Kakashi kneels down in front of Obito. He places his hand directly over Obito's heart, right where the hidden puppet curse tag placed by Madara is located. "Kakashi, what are you doing?" Obito growls, his voice weak. "Just finish it. Kill me." "I'm not killing you, Obito," Kakashi says softly. He channels a microscopic needle of purple electricity directly through Obito's chest cavity. Using the precise surgical knowledge he gained working alongside Sakura in the future, Kakashi bypasses the heart muscle completely and targets the precise seal Madara used to control Obito's action. With a single clean internal discharge, the puppet curse tag is completely fried and dissolved, without spilling a single drop of Obito's blood. Obito looks up, his mind completely clear for the first time in decades. The overwhelming hatred, the psychological fog of Madara's manipulation, gone. He looks around at a completely intact battlefield. He sees Naruto staring at him with hope, Sakura holding her medical ninjutsu, and an uninjured, smiling Kakashi standing right above him. Obito quietly asks, "Kakashi, how am I still alive? Why didn't you strike me down?" Kakashi just pulls Obito up, slinging his old friend's arm over his shoulder. Because a good friend doesn't leave his teammate in the dark forever. "Welcome back, Obito." And just like that, the Fourth Shinobi World War is over. The conflict that cost thousands of lives in the original history ended in a single afternoon. No mass casualties, no tragic sacrifices, no broken survivors walking through a ruined world wondering who they lost. Take a second and actually think about who is still standing in this timeline. Neji Hyuga survives. Shikaku Nara and Inoichi Nara survive at the command headquarters because the tailed beast bomb never hit them. Guy never has to open the gate of death, meaning his legs are perfectly intact. Obito isn't a tragic casualty. He is a redeemed shinobi standing alongside his rival, ready to face whatever judgment the world has for him. The timeline truly breaks here. For the first time, it feels like a perfect victory. The ultimate villains are stopped, the heroes are safe, and every character the audience grieved in canon is walking home together. This is the ending Kishimoto never gave us. But there is still one very important problem left. Actually, there are two. The first problem is obvious. Black Zetsu is still out there. The ancient will of Kaguya Otsutsuki hasn't been destroyed. It has simply gone back into hiding, waiting for another century to pass to try its plan again. The mastermind behind 1,000 years of shinobi suffering is still pulling strings from the dark. And the second problem is the one that should scare Kakashi more than Madara ever did. Kakashi never chose to come back. He never found a time travel jutsu. He simply woke up here. Someone, or something, pulled a dying 70-year-old Sixth Hokage out of a distant future and dropped him into the exact square mile he needed to save everyone. And right now, whoever that entity is, they're still watching. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this massive what-if timeline, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.